Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Manchester United just finished a nil-nil draw against Watford. We had a great start to the game. To be honest, created so many chances, created so many big chances as well. But from then on, it just went from bad to worse, and it went even worse for me as I was doing a watch along, and all of a sudden my internet started acting up in the second half. And I thought, I'd rather see the match because with that look in the first half, I thought United did really look up for it. And I thought I'd rather watch the match. But then, it just feels like a draw. It feels like a loss. It doesn't even feel like a draw, especially if you look into context, the situation that we are in with that top four spot. Arsenal won the game yesterday. Spurs defeated Leeds 4-0 today. And with the run of fixture that we have coming in, City, Spurs, Liverpool, and then Atletico in the second leg as well, it just feels like a draw, and it puts us in a very difficult spot now. Coming to the match, first talking about the lineups, there was nothing as surprising to be honest, except from the exclusion of Jadon Sancho. But with the kind of situation that we are in right now, you'll probably see one or the other of our big players being rested for one of these games. The kind of fixtures that we have coming in. Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right was another big surprise. I just do not understand what Diego Dallo has done with Rangnick that has made him, get Dello out of the squad, get him out of the squad so bad that he is not featured for United in the last three games. When he was rested against the game against Leeds, I thought that he'll definitely feature for us against Atletico, but then he was nowhere to be seen there as well. And then against Watford, Van Bissaka starts and then he finishes the game as well. Just do not know what has happened in there. But Aaron Van Bissaka, to be honest, did not put a foot wrong against Atletico, against Leeds, and against Watford as well. So, not disappointed at all in there. Alex Telles, deservedly got his spot in place of Shaw. So that wasn't a surprise as well. Midfield, we went with a midfield of Matic, Fred, and Pogba. Pogba with a much advanced role, and it was working in the first half, but then it just did not. Nothing worked for us in the second half, to be honest. Now, again, as I said, we had a great start to the game. Ronaldo hit the post once. Bruno had a couple of very good chances, especially that one against, one on one against Foster. He should have converted that one. The one where Ronaldo chipped the ball to him, he should have at least hit the target, but it was still a difficult chance with the header. Midfield was very, very good in the first half. Matic was controlling the game very well. Fred was very good in winning the ball backs, and Pogba, in that advanced role, he's just been out of the world since he has come back from injury. Probably because he has to put on a show for other clubs or for Manchester United to sign him, give him that big wages that he is probably looking for. Defense was doing pretty well as well. Lindelof and Varane I thought was solid throughout the game. Van Bissaka, as I said, did not put a foot wrong. Telles, a little disappointed with him in the second half, but he was wonderful. He did what he was expected to do in the first half there. Come into the second half, and we basically reinstated the fact that we are one half FC. We do absolutely superb in one half, and then absolutely nothing in the second half. We saw that against Atletico as well. We were absolutely rubbish in the first half. Second half, we did not, start as well, but we were doing better than the first half, and then we ended the half on a high. And this has been, the thing under Rangnick, and it surely has got to change. Even when we weren't playing under Ole, it was we were the second half FC. At least we are not second half FC anymore, but it's just one half FC. We'll either come up big in the first half, or we'll either come up big in the second half. But it's just one half FC. We just cannot play good for 90 minutes. The intensity of the game, it was brilliant for the first 25-30 minutes. The tempo of the game was suiting United. We were creating a lot of chances. Watford, we were pushing Watford way back in, and we were forcing the defense to make a lot of mistakes. At the beginning of the game, the biggest concern for us would have been that this side of Roy Hodgson, who have not conceded so many goals under him, So maybe they do not let us create a lot of chances, but they just could not do anything against our firepower. They were making so many mistakes. The defense was all over the place. So creating chances was not the problem. The problem we faced again was our finishing. We were just not creating, finishing those chances, converting those chances. And with Ronaldo in the team, I think that it should never be a problem, being clinical, because for me, he is the most clinical player ever. All that he has done throughout his career is, he's been clinical. He has finished those chances that has been created. Even when you get half chances, he's converted those as well. I just do not know what the problem with him is right now. At some times it looks like he's frustrated. There are times that he looks tired as well. He's 37 now, man. He's played almost all the important games for us till now. And this is where I think Rangnick needs to come in and show his authority. Ronaldo, obviously, man, he is the one of the greatest players in the world, if not the greatest player in the world. He will look to play every single game. He does not want to sit out for a single game. But Rangnick has to come in and decide which games he should play and which games he should not play. I think a game like Watford should have been a good game for him to rest. With the kind of result that we came out with, it probably would not have been a good thing to do. But we should have rested him for this game, because the kind of games that are coming in City, Spurs, Liverpool, Atletico in the second leg, he'll probably have to play all of these games. And you just have to take care of him. He's 37 years old. He's still very good, but he's not that same Ronaldo. He has to be taken care of. Now we come on to the substitutes. First, Shaw coming in for Telles. At the point, I thought it was a good substitution, because Telles, he just did not look up for it after 60-65 minutes. He looked tired. He did not have the same energy or the enthusiasm to make those runs as he had in the second half against Atletico. So I thought it was a good sub. But Shaw, he was even worse than a tired Telles, man. Shaw and Rashford, both of them. Pogba at the end of the game, you could see that he was looking tired. Bruno was looking tired. Ronaldo was looking tired. But Rashford and Shaw, they were looking tired as well. It just seemed like they did not have the legs to run anymore, and they had just come on, and it's come on as substitutes. I just do not understand what's going on with both of them, especially Rashford. He's just all over the place, man. At one point in time, I thought he'll be a world beater. At some point in time, he'll be one of the best players in the world. But at this point, the way he is going, he'll just follow into the steps of Dele Alli, and maybe end up at a team like Everton, or even lower, with the kind of performances that he's been putting in. Apart from that, the other substitutes, the biggest blunder I think that Rangnick made in this game is to take Matic off. He should have either kept Fred or Matic into the game, because Pogba, he was looking very, very tired, first of all. And then, all of his years at United, there's one thing that every single Manchester United player knows, that he is not a good player at that number six position. He's not someone that you can rely on. Watford did not create any big chance, even after Matic was taken off. So you'll say that there's no big problem with Pogba playing in that position. Nothing big happened, but for me, I think Watford kept a lot of ball in that midfield area, uh, behind our midfield area, where I think if we had a proper defensive midfielder on, they would not have, and they should not have kept so much possession. They had very little, but they shouldn't have even that much, especially considering the fact that we needed a goal so bad that we were willing to put six or seven attacking players in there with no defensive midfielder at all. So I think that was a big mistake. He could have taken, there was no point in taking anybody off as well. You should have kept Bruno in there. You should have kept Pogba in there as well. There was no point bringing in Rashford, to be honest. With the kind of performance that he had against Atletico, with the kind of performance he had before, there was no point in bringing him at all. He did absolutely, fuck all in the game, and I don't see a point in bringing him in. Now, there's a big question now, that what has happened, especially after having a player like Ronaldo in the team, we are having so many good performances, we're creating so many chances, but why are we not winning? I think De Gea said it better, that we have been cursed, and the curse is the Glazers. We have just been set up in a way in the last 9, 10 years that we just cannot win. A team does not win when you have been struggling for so many seasons. We do not have the right players in. When we took Matic off, we had to put Pogba into that defensive midfielder position. We do not have a defensive midfielder, who can move the ball upwards and then attack as well. We do have Matic, something that Matic does, but he just does not have the legs anymore. Just imagine if we get in a player like Neves, or you get in a player like Bissouma or Ndidi. The work that they do, that is something that we have been missing for a long time. Shaw, even though he had a great last season, I think he has fell off again. Apart from last season, I think he's been bang average at Manchester United, and we have continued to have him here. We have not replaced him. We have not looked to replace him at all. Our captain Maguire, he is one of the poorest centre backs in England. Uh, our only sole number six player apart from Matic, if you consider him to be he barely features for Manchester United, so I won't even consider him in there. So the only number six that we have is McTominay, and for me, he is not even a proper number six. He is just a very defensive number eight, because he does like to move forward, and most of the best of his football that he plays is when he's moving forward. So I don't think he's a proper number six. He does not know how to do that. If you watch the last few games that he played, he has not been doing a very good job in that defensive midfield position. He's just not come under the radar because of the poor performances that Maguire and Shaw has put in. But he's not done a good job, to be honest. If you look carefully into the defensive midfield position, because personally, I play defensive midfield, and I understand that position. I'm probably not as good as McTominay as well, but he's just not done a good job there to protect his defense. I'll not take any blame away from Maguire. He deserves that. But McTominay should do better as well. Apart from that, going forward, we got Ronaldo. He just does not seem interested to me at Manchester United, and it probably looks like that he's going to leave Manchester United at the end of the season. I just think that could we have gone for Harry Kane towards the beginning of the season? Did we go for Ronaldo just for the sake that he was in talks with Manchester City? Should we have gone for Harry Kane? I would love to have him here. He's a great player. I think he has that caliber of being one of the best strikers in the world. It's just that he's playing in a team who are so bad that it's embarrassing that we put them into the bracket of top six. Now, what do we go do going forward? I just do not know the kind of fixtures that are coming up. Manchester City and then Spurs. Just let me have a look at the fixtures that we have coming in. Just want to have a look if their home games or their away games. So we go to Man City, we go to the Etihad Stadium, and then we host Spurs at Old Trafford. Then we have that second leg at Old Trafford, and then we go to Anfield. Just do not know, man. We have two home games and two away games. Two away games against the two best teams in the Premier League, and then two home games against teams who are struggling. But what do you say, man? I just cannot. There's not even one game I can say that Manchester United will win this, because we should have won against Watford. We should have won against Burnley. For fuck's sake, we should have won against Middlesbrough. We did not win any of them. So just do not know, what to expect from United at the moment. As a United fan, you're always looking for a win for Manchester United, and you want United to do very good. But even for the top four spot, I think we are in a very tough position. 27 games in, we have 47 points. It's embarrassing, man. 27 games and just 47 points. Arsenal sit at 45 and they have 3 games in hand. Spurs sit at 42 and they have 2 games in hand. So both of these teams have a chance of winning their games in hand and go above us. it's difficult to win the games in hand. We have seen that with Tottenham. You never know when your luck changes and you go on a losing run. Arsenal, they have done it before, and it can happen with them. I can expect them to go in a losing spree as well. They are on a run of good games, but they will at some point in time before the end of the season go on a losing run as well. So we need to be careful, in the next month, difficult fixtures, but we need to pitch in with some results so that we do stay in that bracket of top four. We just do not go out of contention. We just need to, stay in there, and then we face Arsenal in April as well. So, anything can happen. I'm doing a Manchester United career mode as well. So keep your tabs on that. I'll be streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do look out for that. I've signed a player from Ukraine. Just because of all the situation that has been going in, and he's been absolutely brilliant. So just go and watch the second episode of the career mode, and you'll find out who the player is. And should Manchester United go for that player, that you can even look at him from that perspective, because he's a very good player. I've seen his stats on FIFA. It does not reflect what happens in real life, but he's a very young player. He's very good, and from what I've seen while playing him, and from what I've seen of him on YouTube, he's very good. All right then. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.